Buenos dias, buenas tardes, and buenas noches. Welcome to another episode of Caldo de Risa. I'm Danny Archila. This is Bryan TV, and welcome once again to an amazing episode where we score, we kick, we pass. We might foul a little bit, but we always manage to make it all the way to the end. Talking about Colombian culture, Colombian style, and Colombian sports, especially today. I'm here with my co-host Bryan TV. How are you, man?
Hey, man. Good to hear from you guys. See you guys. You guys can find us as always on bingeonthischannel.com or on the YouTubes simply by searching Binge on This Channel. So I'm super excited. We got a great episode today.
Yes, sir.
Not to let you guys look into the Hollywood magic too much, but this is actually our third attempt at recording.
Third time's the charm.
Time's the charm.
It's a hat trick, as they might say.
Perfect segue into today's fucking discussion, man, which is the it's hard to put a time on it, so we'll say the 90s. There's a sweet time in soccer. During the 90s, that Colombia's national team was really on a hot one, on a tear.
Los Cafeteros, as they call them. They were honestly a force to be reckoned with in the 90s. There's many media out there, from the Netflix documentary, the Final Score, to Caracol's very own La Seleccionada, which I'd love to especially show Bryan a trailer of, just so he understands how much pride Colombians take about soccer. I can't express enough how much it means to me. I was jiggling in my mother's womb when Colombia lost to the USA during the 94 World Cup. But still, I was jiggling less so for the fact that the USA won, and more so because even then, as an infant, I knew it was a real difficult thing to win against Carlos Valderrama, René Higuita, Freddy Rincon, the list goes on. These Colombian soccer players, they were at the top of the game in the world's most beautiful sport. So we thought it'd be nice to take a moment and to talk about it ahead of Colombia's next match against Brazil in Copa America 2024. They'll be playing against Brazil on July 2nd in Santa Clara at the Levi Stadium. I'm wondering, how is it going to go? What do you think, Bryan? Do you have any predictions?
We've been winning pretty well so far, so.
That's right. Yeah, we won against the USA just a couple weeks ago, 5-1. Insane. If that's not retribution, I don't know what is.
Hell yeah, bro. So let's get into this motherfucker, dog.
Let's get into it. So Colombia, as you know, they have one of the most all-star lineups of soccer players of all time, Los Cafeteros, as I mentioned before. And I would be remiss if we didn't start off with the most incredible and unique goalie you might ever see. On the screen right now, I have René Higuita, otherwise known as El Loco, the Madman. Not only was he a good pal of Pablo Escobar and Carlos Molina, he was also the inventor of the scorpion kick, a very unique style where he would jump in the air and get a ball away from the posts with the back of his legs. I don't think I've ever seen anything like that. And to make matters even more interesting, I think is the same goalie from Colombia that popularized carrying the ball with you from the goalposts and making an attempt as if you were an attacker of your team. It was impressive the way he would just streak across from one side of the field to another. My dad, I think he claims him to be one of his favorite players. He was originally born in Medellin in 1966, August 27th. He's been part of not only the National Athletic League, but also Rio Valladolid in Spain, and then the Medellin team in Colombia, as well as Atlético Nacional. He was actually arrested and put into prison for his associations with Pablo Escobar, the drug lord supreme. But, he eventually got released. And, you could already tell by the footage we see here, he's known as El Loco because he's just one of the most wild and eccentric players that Colombia has had to offer. Most beautiful game.
Hell yeah, bro. He's definitely a unique player for a goalie. I wonder statistically how well he's done. He has certainly left his mark on the football world, or how you Americans call it, the soccer world.
Yeah.
And he's definitely a cool one, man.
Yeah. No, I mean, from 1987 to 1999, he's earned about 68 caps just for the Colombian national team alone. And he's also been, honestly, one of the most helpful players for the team against England, even, especially in 1995.
Hell yeah,
with
bro.
his flexibility and his audacity. Though he's retired from professional soccer, you could find him being actually still involved with the sport at large by coaching and keeping up with media appearances.
Sick.
Yeah. So that's Rene Higuita,
Nice.
El Loco. And we move on to someone a little more modern. We're going to be jumping back and forth in time. That guy, like I said, retired from soccer. This next dude, James Rodriguez. One of the younger stars, but definitely
Wait. How did you say his name?
James.
James.
I think that's how you say his name. James, you know? Nobody in Colombia is going Jaime, you know?
All right. Your sister would know. She loves him, right?
Yeah, she does, but she doesn't answer in my calls. So I think James.
That's all you.
That is. No.
Yeah, it's just for you. Okay. James Rodriguez.
Well, I don't want to say Hamas. I can see now why it might be a bit of controversy.
You see my fear? All right.
James, not Hamas.
But
I guess that's probably why he lost his popularity because of that. Let's go ahead and start
3, 2, oh,
and go.
no.
I believe James is playing for. He might be playing for Everton in the English Premier League. But he's always been like such a reliable dude in the sense that he just has not only the most incredible ball handling, but he just has really good passes. You know.
Yeah, he's a team player, man.
He's a team player. He's always good with the winger and the forward position, as well as being an attacker midfield. He's definitely like the Super Mario of soccer players, you know. He's all around a good guy.
Oh.
You know, he's been very notable for his on point goal celebrations, and you know, El Niño Maravilla. He's essentially the next of kin to the throne that his predecessor Carlos Valderrama made for him. That's Jaime
James Rodriguez.
James, not Hamas. We're not advocating Hamas. James. What's that form? It's amazing. But yeah, no, really quite the most incredible player. You can see why he won the Golden Boot back in Brazil. So yeah. We move on now to another older player right here, the legendary and a force not to be reckoned with, Mr. Faustino Asprilla. Faustino Asprilla, right?
Hell yeah, bro.
One of the most unusual soccer players, given that not only has he made the league all the better for his insane goals and incredible celebrations, but he's also just now gotten into other sorts of ventures, such as collecting valuable guns, horses, and Tino branded condoms. So quite a character, I gotta say. Born in 1969, November 10th in Tuluá, Colombia. He played for Cúcuta Deportivo before moving to the national team. The way he got widespread famous would be during his time in Europe. He would play for Series A clubs such as Parma and AC Milan, as well as Newcastle United.
Wow.
Yeah. Let's go ahead and let's time the cut as well. I forgot to do that really quickly.
Oh well, yeah. I mean, are we restarting?
No, we don't have to restart because I mean it's such a short clip. It's only.
Oh, then it's fine. I'm not.
That's fair.
If it's that short, it doesn't matter.
Okay, cool. He was actually on the team for a little bit more recent than most players, playing from '93 until 2001. He would go on to play very often in the World Cups and the Copa Americas. He loved playing for Parma. He even was able to win that Italian team the UEFA Cup in '95. And, off his style alone, you could tell that he's just like a good. I would say he's almost like a Scottie Pippen sort of character. You know,
Nice. Yeah.
I could see him definitely being a good assist, but also just great on his own.
Yeah, absolutely.
You know, he was able to score for Newcastle United the most memorable hat trick to ever see, helping the team barely secure a 3-2 victory against Barcelona in '97.
Oh,
Yeah.
pretty cool.
But he's pretty flamboyant in general. He's got what they call the volcanic expression, where whenever he would win, he would celebrate by mimicking the eruption of a volcano to show off the fieriness of his latest goal.
Nice.
And off field, he's, like I said, character. Besides those Tino branded condoms, he also has a ranch of exotic animals and was even thinking about pursuing music for a while. So
You're saying Tino branded?
Tino, yeah,
What's that?
that's his condom line.
Tino.
Tino condoms. Tino by Faustino Asparia. That's his condom.
That's crazy.
Yeah, no, man. I mean, not every ball needs to make it in the net. You know what I mean?
Hey, you beat me to it.
Yeah. No, but he's a wonderful icon in Colombia history, and he still to this day very similar to Rene Higuita. He's involved in the sport still, even after retiring, with various coaching and media pursuits.
Huh.
But good guy all around, and yeah, I like that he has the volcano celebration. I think that'd be a cool celebration to do if I ever did a goal. What would be your go-to celebration if you ever scored a goal in a high-stakes game?
Probably like the shopping cart.
The shopping cart.
Yeah. Where you go down the aisle and you're like, yeah.
That's funny.
Either that or like the bowling, like the turkey. You know, it's like
Oh, okay.
like bowling, hitting the pins. You know, like a fake. I don't know.
Yeah, that's
It'd
funny.
be like another sport thing. You know.
That'd be great. Look at those. Look at
Yeah,
those somersaults.
he's got some good somersaults
Come
for
on.
a big guy.
Come on. Anyway, that was Faustino Asparia. Faustino Asparia.
Oh yeah, we're moving right
We
along,
move
ladies and gentlemen.
on to our next player. You know him as El Pájaro. Others know him as a major threat, but you'll be happy to know him through this podcast. You can see the clapper real quick. As Freddy Rincon.
3, 2, 1.
There he is. Freddy Rincon, he was born in 1966, August 14th. A good month to be born, I gotta say. A couple of these players were born in August. In Buenaventura, Colombia. He would play for Cali before moving to Europe to play for the Napoli in Italy and the Corinthians club in Brazil, back when he came back to South America. He was very key during the golden age of the 90s soccer era for Colombia. He would represent in many World Cups and Copa Americas. And all these players, but especially Rincon, is well known for his versatility, as he was all over the midfield. It basically was invented for Freddy's position. You could tell from the footage here, he's able to make a goal even from the furthest stretches away from the goal. And he's known to be very well to contribute through work and defensive as well as offensive plays. He would play alongside Diego Maradona from Argentina, of course, in Napoli.
The great one.
And also alongside other fantastic players in Real Madrid and Palmeiras.
I tell you, some of this footage, hella greasy.
Yeah.
Greasy footage.
Yeah, no, it's definitely...
He's so big.
He's a pretty tall dude.
He is a tall guy. He's physically imposing, you know, and he's got a rocket for a goddamn leg, dude.
Yeah.
An absolute rocket.
That's probably why they call him El Pájaro, because he's able to fly quick for the goal with his eggs. He's chucking over them. That and the fact that he flaps his arm like wings during his goal celebration. That's just the fact. I don't know if that was a joke, but that's just a fact right there. No life in football or otherwise is met without controversy, and he certainly had quite a couple of legal and personal issues that made the headlines. We won't talk about here, but one thing to keep in mind about Rincon is that he's just one of those good players that knows how to represent the team, and as James did before or after him, make all the players look good. Like Brian said, a rocket for a foot. He's one of the greatest footballers, and still remains to be respected and admired in many circles in and out of Colombia. So, yeah, Freddy Rincon.
Rest in peace, Freddy Rincon.
Yeah.
He's not dead. Is he?
I don't think he is. Let's go ahead and figure that out right now.
Yeah, let's verify that before we.
I think for sure. Oh, he is dead.
He is dead. He
yeah.
died.
Hey,
he
good
died
call on
recently.
that. Wow. Yeah. Well, rest in peace. Yeah, he died at 55 years old. So.
Pretty important Colombian musician
Wow.
died. A car accident.
Yeah. Yeah. How interesting is that? He started off playing for Cali, and he ended his life in Cali, or not ended his life, but he passed away in Cali. That's where the Imbanco Medical Center in Cali, Colombia. Wow.
Crazy stuff, though.
Well, always we remembered one of the greats.
One of the greats, baby.
I'll tell you what. We move on now from Freddy Rincon to our next player of note, Senor David Ospina. Let's go ahead and get that clapper in ready.
3,
We're upgrading here
2, 1.
at Caldoreriza. We are upgrading to the fullest. And David Ospina, yet another dynamic goalie. For
The underrated heroes of soccer, of football.
Absolutely. I feel like out of all the players we're talking about today, David Ospina is one of the most
Financially ordinary. Yeah, I like
financially ordinary. I
was going to say financially fiscal, but I don't know anything about this.
Maybe he's fiscal, but I will say he might be saving a lot of bucks if he could block bank charges like he blocks those balls. I mean, god damn, look at him dive. Holy shit. Mierda, look at it. Look, that was a high jump right there. He was able to clear it from touching even the post there. He doesn't want his precious goal post to be touched by no ball. None at all, no ball. Number 25, David Ospina, otherwise known as Ospina Pura Sangre. In English, that's Ospina Pure Blood. He was, oh, what? Oh, my. Not only was he born in the year of my brother, 1988, he was born on my birthday, August 31st.
Wow, he's only 2 years younger.
August 31st. If nothing else, I would aspire to be the David Ospina of comedy. That's amazing. Wow.
Yeah.
Ospina Pura Sangre. Archila
like
Pura Sangre. That should be my
be cool.
boxing name.
Do you want that, dude? That'd be cool.
It's just, pure blood. Yeah. That's an interesting name. We'll have to think about that. Born in Medellin, he began his career playing for the national athletic team before moving over to Europe to play for OGC Nice. For the French. He's very established as one of the top goalkeepers, not only in Colombia, but also in Ligue 1. Ligue 1, I guess that's how they say it in French. Later on, joining the Arsenal team of the English Premier League in 2014. He's been a normal, regular standby of this team since 2007 and has represented Colombia in many World Cups and Copa Americas. He's known for his shot-stopping ability. I mean, just look at those hands, dude. He does not let a ball get by him at all. It's incredible. And it's not just him. His whole family is actually footballers. Even his older brother, Davinson Ospina, played for, or a goalkeeper for various clubs all around Colombia. What do you think of his style, Brian?
You know, he's classic approaches. He's got a long body, he extends himself. He's got big hands. I think the act of a goalie is to read a person's mind, and eventually you get so good at it that your body just does what it does automatically without you even realizing it, and so I think from the clips, it seems. I wish we knew what these guys' records were and what were his saves on goals. But that's for another time.
Yeah. I wouldn't be surprised if we could make this like a two-parter or something, because as far as I know, like I love talking about soccer, especially with my dad. He's somebody that has gotten me instilled in the sports from an early age. So, if anybody knows more about Colombian soccer than you or me, it's probably Robbie Archila.
True.
Here's looking at you, Dad. Love you, pops.
Yep.
Yeah. But yeah, no, he's been very effective in the scene. He was even crucial for Colombia as to helping them grasp the quarterfinals reach of the 2014 Cup in Brazil. So, like I said, a force to be reckoned with. Don't mess with Ospina, pura sangre.
Hell yeah.
We're moving on. Niños, vámonos cafeteros por nuestro próximo futbolista, el Tigre.
Hey.
Radamel Falcao. Let me know when you're ready with that clapper.
Here we go. Oh. 3, 2, 1. Oh, motherfucker.
It still works. Radamel Falcao, one of the all-time goal scorers. Scorers. Rural landscape. Radamel Falcao El Tigre, born in Santa Marta, Colombia, 1986, February 10th.
Oof, that nutmeg was dirty.
Yeah.
Dirty.
Oh man, he is he is an aggressive player for sure. He does not let up. He just fires through like a V8 piston, V12, I would say, a V12 engine. El Tigre would go on to play for Lanceros Boyacá before moving over to Argentina to play for River Plate. He's known as one of the top goal scorers in Europe, playing for several clubs, including Porto in Portugal, Atletico Madrid in Spain, AS Monaco in France, Chelsea and Manchester United in the English Premier League, and even Galatasaray in Turkey. Everybody loves Radamel. Everybody wants a piece of El Tigre, for sure.
And Radamel is a fucking sick-ass name.
Dude, come on. How many ladies are you bagging with a name like... I can't say it as well. Can you say it?
Radamel.
Me llamo Radamel.
Hola chicas. Me llamo Radamel. Jeez.
Yeah. No, Falcao is definitely a killer in the sheets and on the streets for sure.
Nice.
He's got aerial ability like a boss, man.
Hell yeah. Yeah, he does.
He's known well as the captain for Colombia, leading the attack through various cups and copas. And that doesn't come easy. Of course, it doesn't come easy. He's actually suffered many injuries as part of his aggressive play style, but has shown nonetheless resilience and determination to always make a comeback from his injuries, his setbacks even. Yeah, I believe this probably has something to do, his passion for it probably has something to do with where his father came in, because his dad, Radamel Garcia...
Those chip shots are fucking nuts.
Oh my gosh.
They're so tasty. He's just dropping them. He's dropping dimes on these fools.
See, that's the aerial ability I was talking about. That's valuable.
Hell yeah.
That's sports.
Hell yeah, Radamel.
Yeah, Radamel Falcao, his dad was known as Radamel Garcia. Don't know how that last name got lost in the mix there, but he was a pro footballer who was well known as a good defender and had a great influence on Falcao, right? He's won even the Portuguese Golden Ball and UEFA Europa League's Golden Boot. Yeah. So he's widely revered, and Falcao. If you want to
come on this show,
heavy. I mean, we should get one of these footballers.
Come on this show if you have the balls.
I don't know if it would be so impossible. I bet if we could definitely get like one of these.
I bet you could Skype one of these guys or Zoom them and send them an email to their agent or something. And
Riverside them, whatever we can do.
Yeah.
Before we go ahead and check out the trailer for this TV show, keep raving to Brian about checking out La Selección, courtesy of Caracol. We got one last futbolista that I'm sure you won't want to tune away from. Let's get that clapper ready for the one, the only, El Pibe.
3, 2, 1.
Carlos Valderrama, basically known as the man who made the Colombian national soccer team what it is. Number 10 himself, El Pibe, the yellow afro, the man from Miami, one of the wildest hairdos and even wilder play styles. You have never seen soccer until you've seen Carlos Valderrama play. He's known for his juggling abilities, his scoring technique, and his prowess on and off the pitch. 1961, September 2nd, was the day the world would never be the same after he was born in Santa Marta. Played as a young kid, would move on to play for Union Magdalena before moving over to Bogota's Millonarios. And then later on to Cali before playing for the national team. The greatest footballer ever, playing from 1985 to 1998, scoring over 100 caps and leading the team for basically his whole career internationally. He's got exceptional long-range vision. He can pass like a motherfucker and plays strong even as a midfielder. I mean, I don't know why they called the position that, because he's anything but mid. And you don't have to tell me that, or anyone in Europe even, because he would play on for France's very own Montpellier HSC in the 80s, early 90s, and would even score them a league title in 1990. His impact is pretty great. He's known as the man who inspired future generations of Colombian football players. Ospina, James, even players on his own team like René and Freddy Rincon. I mean, that, you can't get any more legendary than Valderrama.
Hell yeah.
Do you remember seeing or hearing about Valderrama? Because that's the one football player I knew from the soccer team growing up.
Not so much, no.
No?
No.
Yeah, well,
now I do.
Well, once you see him, you can't unsee him. Like, he's just simply one of the greatest. The kid has been known for the most unique ability to just glide past opponents like a paper through the slits of a gigantic military-sized battleship.
Yeah.
He's got that finesse. He's got that je ne sais quoi. Later on, he would end up retiring, being known for Colombia as an ambassador and helping out in multiple community initiatives. I get nervous even talking about Valderrama because just the way he handles the bar is just super impressive. And you can tell he's a chill guy. Like, there are videos of him online just going ahead and just dribbling the ball, just juggling it in the middle of traffic, just for fun, just for sport. He's in the top 100 of the world's greatest living players, coined in that list in 2004 by none other but another South American great futbolista, Pelé. Of course. Ever heard of him?
Ever heard of him?
Ever heard of Pelé? But yeah, El Pibe, one of the greatest to ever play. All-time leaders, 111. Scored even 11 goals in his 13 seasons playing for the country. And just a national standout. You can't get any better than Carlos Valderrama. Do you feel inspired watching this footage, Brian?
Hell yeah, I do, man.
Yeah, that's good. I before we even get to this little trailer here that explains the infamy of these Colombian soccer players, Los Cafeteros, I do have to go ahead and say really quickly, me and Brian have played soccer before, and if my style is anything in particular, it's a very sloppy Radamel Falcao. So at some point, I'm hoping we'll have that full circle moment where we get to play soccer again, and I can play clean, because needless to say, it was a messy time on the field. Oh, how is your shin? Is it doing okay? Is it all right?
Hell yeah, brother.
Yeah. Okay. Well, we are moving on to our final little video, and this is just the trailer for La Selección. I'm curious if it's worth playing with the audio on or off. I just want to show you the trailer just so you know what this little biographical series is.
I'm sure we could do it with the volume on.
All right, so let's.
But I just don't know.
Would you prefer I mute it then?
Let's do the volume on now. And all right, ladies and gentlemen, we will now watch
the trailer.
The trailer for La Selección.
En un mundo en donde la violencia y la desesperanza es el común denominador,
It's a TV series made by
un
Caracol.
puñado de héroes
The
nace para
90s
sembrar
golden
sueños.
era of soccer players. Features Bibe.
That shit was probably like watching the Bulls, like the '98 Bulls.
Right, yeah, that's
you know
what
I mean.
That's what I
Like,
kind of likened it to. The Last Dance.
That's the energy that
Por primera vez en América
in
Latina,
America Latina.
una serie de
Very
fútbol
similar to
basada en hechos reales.
the wild times of the Chicago Bulls, but for
Cuatro
soccer,
hombres.
for Colombia. They really zeroed it down to 4 guys.
Cuatro familias,
I can already tell how bad this stuff is. It's
cuatro historias.
It's really good.
It's
Yeah,
so
it
funny
looks-
because they're everything. Colombia, South America in particular, their recording style. It's so
it's very interesting. 60 frames per second.
African Nigerian, like
Yeah.
60 frames per second, like.
Once you suspend your disbelief on that, though, it's honestly a very well told story. I mean, they leave no details
La
out.
selección,
Can I drop something on you?
juego de la
Well, let's hear
vida.
it.
Can I drop one of my players that I wanted to talk about?
Oh, you have a special mention?
Yeah.
Y usted me lo
Have
queda
a guy.
debiendo. ¿Y sabe cuándo me lo va a pagar?
You want
you
to tell
should
me?
stop.
I'll look it up. So you tell me who it is, and I'll just go.
You
ahead.
should stop the video, though.
I'll stop the video then. Stop it right here.
No, the other thing that you were going to show, the other commercial.
You're talking about which one exactly?
I don't know. You had it
The
up
trailer for Netflix.
there. Yeah, the Netflix one.
Yeah. Do you want me to skip back to that?
We can if you want, but before we do that, it actually I saw that it featured one of the guys that I have an interest in,
Really? Oh, I'm
Mr.
sorry, Brian. I
No,
should have
you're
asked
okay.
about that.
Mr. Andres Escobar.
Andres Escobar.
Yeah, Mr. Andres Escobar. Now, Andres Escobar was a defensive player, okay? He only scored 2 goals in his whole life, all right? One of them was against England, and the second goal got him killed.
Oh, you know what? You know what?
was the young man who, during the United States game, scored a goal on himself on our team, on Colombia, during a pass in between 2 players, 2 American players.
We
and he
got the clip up right now.
accidentally tipped it in on himself. And due to that, a lot of people allege that he was murdered. Not by, some say that it was specifically for the goal. Other people say it was just because he was in a bad place at a bad time. But he was a straight up defensive player, but they called him the gentleman on the field because he was a clean defensive player, which is an interesting concept. Somebody who was able to keep everybody, essentially your job at that point is to essentially just keep you contained. And to do that, it takes sometimes a level of aggression. But he wasn't an aggressive guy, they called him El Caballero de Football. He was the gentleman of soccer. He was, you don't get that nickname by being like a fucking, hard-nosed dog, you know what I mean? Like, you get it from being like a nice gentleman dude, you know what I'm saying?
So let me get this right. He got killed for just simply making a goal on his own team.
Yeah, because it cost us the advancement to go forward that year. And they say that a bunch of drug people had money on these games,
What year is this?
94. And then they killed him after we lost. Oh, poor guy. So he was 27 years old. Wrap your head around that.
I'm
He's
wrapping my head
27
around it
years
right
old,
now.
which
Wow.
means he played for Atletico when he was 17 years old. He was like 20 years old when he played for Atletico. And then comes here and he plays, or 20, 21 years old, whatever, how long it is before they choose him to come up here and play in 94. We lose, he comes back home, he's out one night at a bar, he feels bad. By all accounts, this guy has always felt this wasn't on purpose. This was just wrong place at the wrong time. And it's sad. So that's something as joyful and as silly as a game like soccer can get someone killed. But that's just the dirty, true, situation that we live in, and due to that situation, he was murdered, unfortunately. And so, after that, the big problem about that was he had worked super hard to try and make Colombia be a little bit more positive during the 90s. This was prime Pablo Escobar times. People are getting blown up. People are getting kidnapped. The world perceives us as monsters. And this guy has the same last name as the biggest drug kingpin in the world. But he does his best to try and show a positive attitude and show that we're more than, just drug dealers. But yeah, it was, a big bummer. And, there's a lot of things that have been put in place for him, murals and what is it called? Not degrees, but programs for underprivileged youths to learn how to play soccer.
The Andres Escobar Project, apparently.
There you go.
Wow.
So
that's wild.
He was I've known about him for a long time. It is a sad story,
Very
a sad
sad.
state of affairs.
Very sad.
And it couldn't come from I don't know, you see a lot of photos of him and he just kind of seems like a really nice guy. And so as much good as there is in soccer, there's also the dark side of soccer.
Absolutely. Absolutely, yeah. What's interesting is that during his murder, at 3 a.m, alone in the parking lot of El Indio, a nightclub, the killer, who used a .38 caliber pistol, apparently repeated the phrase "gol" for each of the 6 shots that was done against him as he died. Yeah, he passed away 45 minutes later. So it's definitely quite sad to see that. While it's the world's most beautiful game, it's still just a game at that, and nobody should really be taking the blows to blow somebody's head off. It's quite devastating. What's even more crazy is that I'm starting to wonder if this was the game my family and I were at, because I mentioned to you before how Colombia lost to the United States.
Oh, was this one?
It might have been.
You were there, man.
Might have been. Maybe
This is
might.
probably your fault.
All right.
All right. Well, as we close here at the very end, guys, we just want to let you guys know that the Cafeteros are the fucking best team ever of all time, and we'll fight you over it.
Yeah.
And thank you for letting me tell a little bit about.
No,
Andres
thank you
Escobar.
for informing us about Andres Escobar.
There's certain people
No relation,
that I
of course.
read a lot about that I think warrant having their stories told
Yeah.
when I get the opportunity.
It's
So,
a
and
good
this
thing.
guy-
It's a good thing that we recorded this 3 times because the third time around we
It's
actually
the charm.
got around to mentioning him.
And you know, we got a great fucking episode out of it, I think.
I certainly learned a
Great
lot
job.
about this and about each other.
As
afterwards.
always, thank you, Danny, for teaching me more about the country that I don't know enough about.
Same here, Brian. Thank you for teaching me how to love the country.
Hell
Also
yeah.
love.
That's what I fucking like,
Hell
bro.
yeah, man.
Hell yeah, dude.
Good
All right.
episode. Good
Where can they
episode.
find you, dog?
You can find me at Archila on Instagram, and where can they find you, Brian?
They can find me at the real Bryan _TV. The real underscore.
The real
Bryan.
double
the real,
underscore Brian
real
TV.
Bryan _TV.
Yeah, check out our Instagram and TikTok for Caldo de Risa.
Yeah, dude, we got some sick clips.
We got some
coming up.
clips that are coming up soon. We are upping the consistency. The summer's just begun.
The real _Bryan TV.
Yes.
That's it. Yeah, man.
Absolutely.
Go check the clips out, man.
Check
We're
out the
on
clips.
TikTok. It's Caldo de Risa. On Facebook, we're Caldo de Risa con Danny and Bryan.
Yeah.
On Instagram, we're bingeonthischannel.com. And go and listen to a bunch of the rest of the other stuff that we have. This
got a
and the
whole
other. Happy
backlog
News.
of episodes.
Roll 420s. We
We'll
got a
have
whole
to-
backlog.
We'll have to do some more discussion, maybe with my dad or someone about Colombian soccer if we want to get into the stats of it all.
Yeah, man. Or
I
maybe
definitely-
like Colombian cooks.
I definitely want to hear what he thinks about the whole Andres Escobar thing, because this is the first time I've heard about
Does
it.
it blow your mind?
I mean, not as much as Andres is.
Poor guy. All right, guys, and with that being said, like we always say, al que no le gusta el caldo, se le dan tres tazas.
We'll see you next
Good night,
time.
guys.